Welcome to the weekly press briefing of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, where we aim to provide journalists with an update on the latest developments at the court and the opportunity to ask questions. In the case of Piotr Shala, the trial panel set the agenda last week for closing statements, which are now scheduled to take place from the 15th to the 18th of April, 2024. According to the current agenda, which is subject to change, the prosecution is to deliver its closing statement on the 15th and the 16th of April, followed by the statement of Victims' Counsel on the 16th of April, and the closing statement of Mr. Shala's defense counsel on 16th and 17th of April. The subsequent responses of the parties to one another, comments, and questions from the judges should take place on the 17th and the 18th of April. The judges have also scheduled statements, responses, and comments on the issue of reparations for the 17th and the 18th of April. Mr. Shala has expressed his wish to speak during the closing statements, and the trial panel has instructed that he should make his statement after the parties and Victims' Counsel have completed their submissions. According to the Rules of Procedure and Evidence, after the closing statements, the presiding judge shall declare that the case is closed. At this stage, no further submissions may be made to the panel, and the panel may not receive further submissions or hear evidence unless in exceptional circumstances. After the closing of the case, the judges of the trial panel will deliberate confidentially in order to reach a judgment on the charges in the indictment. The trial judgment shall be pronounced within 90 days of the closing of the case, unless the circumstances require additional time. Please note that there is currently no hearing scheduled on the 19th of April unless ordered otherwise. In the trial of Hashim Thaci, Kadri Veseli, Recep Salimi, and Jakub Krasniqi, the 54th witness called by the prosecution began their testimony on Tuesday. This was a protected witness whose testimony has been held entirely in closed session, as ordered by the trial panel, for the protection of the witness. On Wednesday, Sean Burns continued his testimony from last week. Mr. Burns was the head of the U.S. Kosovo Diplomatic Observer Mission from August 1998 until July 1999. Later in the day on Wednesday, the 54th witness returned to the courtroom and has continued their testimony yesterday and today. In the same case, on the 28th of March, the trial panel granted the Salimi defense request and extended the time limit for responses to prosecution submissions of lists of witnesses and motion for admission of witnesses' evidence. The next hearing in the Thaci et al. Trial is scheduled to take place on the 22nd of April at 9 a.m.